The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Getting you caught up. It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
Okay, so...
That's you!
Yeah, that's me. Sorry. I didn't get a countdown. I didn't realize. Okay, so Angel Tree. Angel Tree is a program where children and seniors, their names are put on this tree, and then you adopt one of them or multiple ones, and it's to make sure that these people receive Christmas gifts. And so that's what Emmy did. Emmy recently posted a video on TikTok of her adopting a little girl on her angel tree, her local angel tree. And on the wish list, this little girl said that she wanted arts and crafts supplies, skincare, and McDonald's.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
So Emmy, she decided she was going to do a $15 McDonald's gift card.
Okay.
She also she went to her local dollar store and she got some face masks. These are ones that she uses herself. Emmy uses herself.
Okay.
She also added in there a drawing pad as well as some off-brand colored pencils. And that's where the train left the rails, according to her TikTok comments, okay? People went livid of the simple fact that she got off-brand pencils instead of Crayola pencils.
There's an element of like being angry for the right reason because you want like this kid to get the best of everything for an angel tree.
Right.
Like, so maybe the heart is in the right place, but like the off-brand colored pencils, that's not a big deal. If she had wanted a McDonald's gift card and she gave her Wendy's,
right,
like it's totally off of what she asked for.
Well, and here's the thing too. So Emmy explained the reason that she got with the off-brand pencils instead of Crayola was because Crayola offered 2 pencils less than the dollar store brand. So she was like, well, I want to give the girl more coloring options. So it's really dumb in the first place. But anyways, here's Emmy. She posted another video and she's doing a clap back. And I got to say, I got to give her a standing ovation.
While admittedly feeling very discouraged and in the moments very angry at personal attacks on my character, I have to remember that the same people who impulsively are ripping me apart with no awareness of who I am, my intentions, or the recommended requirements of this donation program, which, by the way, the recommended spending rate was $50 to $80. I spent just about $65. Are the same people who crucified a perfect man.
That's a good point.
And my point would be like to everyone in the comments would be like, hey, I appreciate your thoughts. Here's a donation page. You know, because I know none of you are doing any of this.
Exactly. I would be in the comments saying, oh, what's the name of the little girl or boy that you adopted off the angel tree?
Yeah.
Like, I think people just have too much time on their hands and they're quick to be critical of others that are trying to do something good.
I actually had that happen one time. We were doing one of our compassion events, and a guy said, I just don't understand why you're helping kids all over the world, you know, when there are kids that suffer here. And I said, sir, the second you start an organization that does as much good for these kids here and can actually do something for $1 a day, I will support you. I will join you in this.
Right.
So you get out and do it like somebody else did,
Exactly.
and I'm on your team.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you don't want to do it. You just want to complain. And so that's what people do online. So
Right.
Good for her.
Yeah, way to go, Emmy.
If she had been buying toys from the dollar stores, okay, they're a little janky. You know, go ahead and get the real Nerf ball. But like coloring pencils and the face masks and stuff, you can get more for less.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And that's the idea and the heart behind it. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and Christmas is a great time where we're giving gifts to one another. But sometimes there's a little bit of gift inequity. Like, you know, maybe with your friends or something, like you do like a gift exchange and they get you something really nice and you're like, oh, I did not hook you up to this same degree.
I wish there was a way to look ahead to see like, okay, they spent this amount on me, so I need to spend that. That's not what Christmas is about.
Yes,
but
it is.
You do feel like the one that's not accomplishing much if yours is lacking.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like our friends got us this really great gift. It was like a cooking class for my wife and I to do together, and then we'll do it with us. Like a great gift. and I think we got them socks.
Ouch.
But they're colorful. So
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's really awkward. Or someone shows up with a gift and you got them nothing. That's even worse. So that's what we want to talk about. Maybe this has happened like in your own home. Like my wife this year, I told her, I said, we're going to bring our special gifts with us. And she's like, about that, I don't really have a special gift for you this year. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Well,
it's okay.
then again, though, you go above and beyond, and it's hard to really compete with you when it comes to
Yeah, you probably
gifts.
have, 10 special gifts for her?
I
Yeah.
have 12 gifts for her.
Oh my gosh.
That's tough,
It's
man.
really your fault.
She is the
it-
gift.
Oh, yeah, this is my fault. But anywho, so what was that time that you, either with friends or, inside of your relationship, you got something that was maybe not as great as what you gave, kind of thing? That gift inequity. Or maybe it was the other way around for you. You were the offender. I don't know. I would just love to know that this happens to other people, because I think it happens to me. And so it has to be prevalent. So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. I have a feeling women, this happens to them even more. Like they'll get
So
their
you're
husband.
putting yourself in the women's category?
Yeah, because I'm a gift giver. It's my love language. What can I say? But like they'll get their husband that drone they've always wanted. Like, oh my gosh, and then he gets her a bathrobe. And not
Yeah.
even the one
Or
she
a-
wanted.
Or a vacuum.
Oh, that's a good gift if it's a
No, it's
Dyson.
not.
Yes, yes. So 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take yours right now. 855-33-WAY-FM. What was your story of gift inequity? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Our first Christmas together, me and my husband, I gave him a solid gold herringbone necklace, which I called a Mr. T necklace.
Nice.
And he gave me a chia pet.
Oh, so did you give him an earful?
I just cried.
Oh, no.
In his defense,
No.
in his defense, those Chia Pet ads were so great.
Chia.
And like you could make a Chia Pet, and you could make a Bob Ross. There's so many options.
Has he eventually made it up to you?
Well, not really. A couple of years ago, he gave me a box of hot hands, which actually made me mad because I was so cold one day going to the hair salon. So instead of buying me a coat, he gave me a box of hot hands. That box of hot hands was wrapped in the most beautiful paper. It was the most beautiful bow. He got somebody else to wrap it.
Oh, my gosh.
And I asked him, then why did he hate me so much? Because,
That's a valid point. I mean, it's not going to kill him to put a little thought into.
He did. Her hands were
no,
cold.
Giving her a present that means something.
And it's a full box. One hot hand, that's a problem. But a box of hot hands, that's a gift that lasts all year
no,
long.
that's a problem.
Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Yes, last Christmas, my husband and I, we always say, don't get each other anything because we're always buying something through the year, but we always make sure there's something under the tree. We were done opening presents, and he says, hey, you forgot something under the tree. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, look a little closer. And in the tree was a brand new wedding ring.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow. For you?
For me, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I was not expecting that at all. We all broke down in tears, and it was the best Christmas present I've had. So
That's awesome. What'd you get him?
I don't remember.
There it is. Right there. That is definitely gift inequity, and that's exactly
No.
what we're talking about.
Her gift was saying yes. Right, Christy?
That is right. Almost 32 years.
Yeah.
See, and right there is the problem, is that is literally how you guys see this. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. And if you've ever wondered why it doesn't feel like you're in God's will, I found something that might land with you, or at least maybe explain some of it, because it did to me. It was in Relevant Magazine, and it talked about the thing that keeps us out of God's will for our life, or his plan for our life, a lot of times is our ego. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't have any ego. That's Wally's territory.
And I would say yes.
Yeah, but to some degree, we all have an ego. What Paul would have in the Bible called the flesh is kind of our ego. And the ego hates change. It loves comfort. So it assumes everyone else around them needs to change. Yeah, preach, right? You're looking right in my ocular sockets.
Yeah, and I'm looking right back at myself.
Oh,
'Cause
good.
I do. I get it.
Because I was looking at
there.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
The ego focuses on visible sins, not heart issues. Like Jesus cared about greed, pride, envy, and hatred. And they're the things that we celebrate in our culture, actually, a lot of times. The ego always needs to feel special. It craves attention and it fears anyone who might outshine it. Yeah, like I get that. I 100% get that. The ego avoids the present. So you romanticize the past and idealize the future, but it keeps us from being in this moment with God now.
And I think there's even ego seen in thinking, well, I don't have an ego, or God could never forgive me. There's ego in that, saying that my sin is so big that God isn't good enough to handle it. Like there's ego in being what you think is humble.
I think the overall point of this, because you're right on point, Rock, is that if you're ever like sitting there going, man, I don't feel like I'm in God's will. I can't find God's will. And we keep looking for God to make his will clear and prevalent and like, you do this, God. But it's like the whole point of this article was you might want to look inside at the things you're doing or the things you fear, the things you think. And maybe that's what's keeping you from finding God's will for your life because you're too much in the way. And that like super landed with me today because that's definitely an area where I struggle in. And so maybe that's something that will help you out too as you kind of work through this. I think to survive, we compartmentalize our lives. Everything has a box and we kind of put things in there. You've got school or you've got work or you've got church. But the reality is our faith colors everything that we do. That's one of the things I really liked when I was teaching at Colorado Christian University. Faith had to be integrated into the business classes or whatever the class was. It was a fundamental part of the education as a whole. And I think that's how we change the world.
When I was going to CCU as a student, I was thinking, how are they going to incorporate the Bible into math? And somehow they made it happen. All CCU online courses are designed for busy adults, and most courses, they're only 5 weeks long. So you can take one class at a time and still have time to enjoy your life.
I know I wrote papers at a campground one time, so it wasn't crazy once you get the system down. So that's why if you want to continue your education, both Betty and I highly recommend Colorado Christian University.
It's never too late to pursue your passion. Take the first step today and visit online.ccu.edu. CCU is a nonprofit impact partner.
Who's excited to find out what's going on today?
It's that woo-woo!
It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
I am typically not a fan of companies jumping on social media trends to try to be cool because it usually comes off as a little cringe to me, but this one might be worth it. You know the 6'7" trend? 6'7".
I don't know anybody really knows what it is. I don't get it.
I do know it. Yeah, like it was the thing that kids started. And it was based on an interview with a sports guy. And I think they asked him how tall he is. He's like 6'6", 6'7". And he kind of did the hand motion.
But it doesn't mean anything.
No, it means nothing. It just became something that meant nothing that parents didn't understand.
Right.
And so that made it fuel, like, for the kids to keep doing it. It got so popular that the In-N-Out burger chain is now skipping number 67 in its orders because kids would sit there and they'd be like 67, they'd be like 67, and they all go nuts. It's just weird, But and I've also seen like HOAs and town councils being, I don't know what this 6'7" thing is, and I don't like it. We need to stop it. If you don't know anything about it, why do you need to stop it? It's harmless. It's just kids being kids, But anyway. Southwest is getting in on the 6'7" thing with $67 airfares.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, boy.
So people could get on this.
Sounded so promising to you right there. It's their trendiest promotion ever. You get basic economy for $67 for flights from January 6th through March 4th, but you have to buy your tickets by tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, so you got to make your decision and be like, all right, I'm going to do this. I know I've got some travel coming up. Now, there is a disclaimer. It always is. Seats, days, and markets are limited. Fares may vary by destination and flight. and day and won't be available on some flights that operate during busy travel times, the times you want to go. And it's one way, so $67 one way.
Okay,
So
still a value.
yeah, so check their promo when you click their site and select one way, and you can see the calendar of fares. I actually did for the first time. Like, I've never been able to find a flight on these things when they do these promotions, and I've always been like, I want to meet someone who has. And so I did find one flight. Like I said, if I was going to go to Orlando, I found one flight for $99 because it's $67 plus taxes and fees. So always get you. And then basic economy, some layovers, that kind of thing to get there. But you know what? Here's the thing. Like, when I buy a ticket like that, you have to be flexible, and not expect much of anything. I bet the irony is the people that buy these fares are usually the most entitled and problematic in the airlines. Like, if I book a flight like this, I go in expecting to be A, treated badly, and B, inconvenienced. Like, that's just how I'm approaching the day.
Set the bar real low.
Oh, absolutely. And like, for that kind of cost, a cheap flight, if it goes better, I'm pleasantly surprised. I almost travel like that anyway. I just expect that this is going to be one of the worst days of my life. And so then when somebody extends the tiniest kindness to me or something remotely goes my way, I'm happy. So there you go. It's a pessimist look on life, but not too bad when it comes to travel. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show, and being a parent comes with some challenges with your kids. Gavin's even going through this with his young kid. His infant kid is getting more deliberate and hard to change diapers.
Oh my goodness. I don't look forward to, well, you never look forward to changing a diaper.
Right.
He kicks so much now. He screams.
Yeah.
And you can't tell him, like, hey, this will take a minute. To him, it's eternity.
Yeah, and he's so young, it's a one-sided fight.
Exactly.
With you. But like when you get older, your kids get older, you can get into some pretty good arguments with them. I remember one time my daughter was in high school and she was upstairs and said something to me, and it was super sarcastic. Now, was it timed perfectly and the right tone and nailed it for comedy's sake? Absolutely. But
not the time or place.
No, because I yelled up to her, "You had better be kidding, and if you are not, you better get down here right now." And I see her walking down the stairs because she was not kidding. But I'm like, I'm so frustrated right now. Your delivery was fantastic, but you can't do that, And so that was a good argument that I had with her. I haven't argued with her, I don't think, really since then. I mean, we had disagreements, but
she knows better now.
I think so. I think I got my point home. Baby, let me buy you something to make up for it.
She's like, the zaddy.
So apparently, according to this thing I found, there are parents fight with their kids. They argue with their kids. And a lot of times it's over technology. That's one of the biggest push and pulls with kids, with their phones or their iPads and things like that. And that makes sense. I want phone time. Well, do your homework,
Right.
But I want to buy my phone. No, and there's that argument. I am curious, though, okay? Because, again, everyone puts online like that they have the perfect family and the perfect kids and stuff like that, and that's just not true. It's not realistic. So I am curious, what was the last thing that you and your kid argued over? Because technology, I get it, but maybe there's something different or even odd that even you didn't see coming. You're like, how are we arguing over this? How did we get here? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. I think a byproduct of having this conversation is that some parent will be like, okay, good, I'm not the only one that deals with blank with my kid, So 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take that last argument you had with your kid right now. What was the last argument you had with your kid? What was it over?
So thankfully, no screenagers. But for me, it's, what do you mean you need gas money? Where's that $35? Didn't I just give you $40?
Yeah, and they can't account for it either. They're like, inflation, am I right?
And they would sadly be right, yeah. So ours is over gas money.
Oh, I totally get that,
Now,
man.
does your kid have a job where they can pay for their own gas money?
I will say the one in reference to, she does, but she's also a varsity athlete and all the things. She works at the golf course, but she's not in season.
Now, Betty Rock, did you have to pay for your own gas when you were in high school?
No.
Oh, real? Oh, no. That surprises me, quite honestly. I really thought you would be like, yeah, obviously. Because I did not make my daughter pay for gas to drive to school because I didn't want to drive her to school.
Yeah,
and so
same
that
for
was
my
kind of the
parents.
compromise. It's like, all right, I'll pay for the gas.
Yeah.
But she did have my gas credit card into college and then after college, and I finally shut that down. Yeah.
You put your foot down and you said, honey bunches, my little angel from
This
on
is
high.
your last 7 fill-ups, you know? What's yours?
So I have a 1 and a 2-year-old, and they spent the day with their grandma yesterday, and my mom made an amazing chicken noodle soup. And after the day at dinner, I'm serving it to them in the way that I think most appropriate. They can eat with their hands, and they were throwing a complete fit. So that was the last thing we argued about how to eat our dinner.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question. You said they had chicken noodle soup and you wanted them to eat it with their hands? That seems almost impossible.
Exactly. So I sorted out the noodles and the potatoes and the chicken and the vegetables.
Yeah,
all
she
sorted
strained it.
without the pot on their plate. Yeah, exactly. And they see me eating with my spoon like a normal adult.
Yeah.
And so they're crying and screaming, wanting my spoon, and my 2-year-old is getting up to go to the lower drawer to get himself a fork.
It's kind of funny, actually. Your kids are actually trying to use utensils and trying to eat like adults, and you're like, eat with your hands like animals.
Well, it'll get them faster to bedtime. That's all I'm thinking about at that point.
Oh, I do
Amen.
remember that countdown, boy. Like, after bath time, you're like, man, we are 10 minutes away
We're
from
out.
freedom.
And sometimes it's not even bath day. It is shower day. Yesterday was shower day.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Wally Show, and Christmas time is here. That is a song we've been playing on Way FM for a while now, and I literally just realized, I think this year, I was today years old when I realized this was from the Charlie Brown Christmas special. I had no idea. I'm like, I've heard this song for years. I was always like, where did that come from? And why is it so significant?
Classic.
Yeah, it really is. But I was never a Peanuts fan. Like, I didn't like Charlie Brown.
Poor
and so,
taste,
well,
poor taste.
you bring that up, but it's hard to be a Christian and hate on Charlie Brown's Christmas special because, Linus reads the Christmas story.
Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
Sure, Charlie Brown. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people.
And he reads the whole thing, and people are like, do you hate God?
Well,
like,
because they
no.
don't do that in cartoons nowadays.
I get that. I don't hate God. I never found the Peanuts funny or interesting. I think this moment is cool from them. But all of that said, it might be turning for me slowly, okay? I don't think I'm fully coming around on Charlie Brown, but there is something really interesting about this moment. It's when he's talking and you heard him say, fear not. It's the only time in the Peanuts universe that Linus let go of his security blanket.
Oh.
He always has this security blanket through every episode. And then when he says, fear not, he lets it go. And Charles Schultz actually said this was intentional, that he did that to show that God can replace our fears. And so it has an even deeper meaning inside of this message very subtly.
And here you are hating on the Peanuts gang when all they're doing is just spreading the love of Jesus. And you're over here like, nah, boring.
But here's the irony of this, okay? Now, this part I don't think was intended. He picks his blanket back up, walks off, goes through the rest of the episodes, with his blanket. And it hit me that as cool as that moment was, there's also a reality in there too, where how many times do we give something to God only to take it back? We give God our fear. We give God our anxiety. We have that moment where like, yes, Lord, it is all yours here. And you give it to him. And then an hour later, you're like, I'm going to take a little bit of that back.
Mm-hmm.
And you start carrying that blanket back around with you like Linus did the rest of his time. So I actually think that in doing that, it's not like he gave it up the rest of his life. I think that is a very real world example of how we live in our faith. And as you watch this story, a great reminder to maybe try to leave that blanket on the ground a little bit more.
It's today's Music Insider or TMI with Gavin.
If you don't know the name Darren Mulligan, you might recognize him as the lead singer of the band We Are Messengers.
Come with me! Yeah. We are big fans of Darren Mulligan and We Are Messengers.
He is one of the most authentic guys in our industry, always raw and real about his faith, as well as being upfront about his failures, which I think is really powerful and inspiring. But I saw this video on the band's Instagram where he answered the question, what does it mean to be bold for Jesus?
Being bold for Jesus has nothing to do with the public presentation of my life or my gifts or my talents or my career or my abilities. Being bold for Jesus in the secret place, in the quiet place when no one is watching. Anybody can stand here in front of a camera and sound like a wizard, but can you be on your own in the dead of night and love Jesus? That's real hard. The battle for our souls isn't on Sunday morning surrounded by our cheerleaders. The battle's on Friday night in your own, or it's when you're walking down the street and no one's watching. How are you treating people? How are you responding? I failed that so many times, but the mercy of God is new every morning.
That's a really great take on that, because it's a little different, because a lot of times people see being bold as Christ as standing on a street corner with a bullhorn yelling at people, and people are like, well, I'm going to be hated for my faith. I'm going to be hated for my faith. And it's like, no, actually, your faith is about love, and that's attractive to people when you love people who don't see the world like you do, and you're kind to them, and I love this idea of being bold is doing the work off air in essence.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it too. Yeah, it's like, am I turning on the Jesus note when I see people, or when I'm at church, or when I'm on, like you said, the air, versus just turning it off when I'm back home and I get to be me and just get
absolutely.
to relax.
Oh yeah, I've wrestled through that for years of like, I'm a better version of a Christian on the air than I am in my personal life sometimes, and that's not good, and so I actually resonate with exactly what he's talking with. And I think if most of us are honest, I think that's the case for a lot of us, where we're really good at church, but then on the freeway on the way home, we're not always our best self.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
Uplifting WayFM, this is The Wally Show, and I am a card-carrying amateur first responder. I get involved where I need to. When there's trouble, I'm there, even though I lack any sort of skills to do so. And so Betty Rock will test me from time to time to see how a real first responder handled a situation in comparison to what I would do. So what's the scenario?
All right. So recently there was an 86-year-old man. His name is James.
Okay, I'm writing down notes. 86.
Yep, 86. James.
Okay.
He found himself on the top of his 3-story home. Okay. And he was up there with a leaf blower trying to get all the leaves and the branches out of the gutters, all the things. His wife had told him, James, hire someone to do it. And
That's why he went up there, to get away from her.
To prove that he could do it, he went up there.
3 stories to get away from the nag.
The problem is that he lost his footing, and he dropped the leaf blower. It falls to the ground. Now he is hanging by the shingles of the roof,
Scary.
and his legs are hanging off. His wife, of course, freaks out, calls 911.
Yeah.
First responders come in, get a ladder, and get him off the roof. But I mean, boring. So you as a amateur first responder, what would you do?
Well, like the city pays for first responders to have equipment, like a 3-story ladder, a bucket truck, and things like that. I don't have those same resources.
Right, because you're an amateur.
Yeah, I've got to improvise. So what I do is I get there and I look around, I survey the situation, obviously, to make sure everything is safe. I tell people who are less qualified than me to stand back.
Of course.
And then I say, James, it's okay. I'm here. My name's Wally. I'm going to need you to just calm down. Don't flail anything, okay? Now, if it's not too much trouble, I'm going to need you to do something that's going to sound crazy, and that's let go of the shingles.
No.
Yes. And as you let go, James, I'm going to need you to puff out your shirt. So let go of the roof, grab your shirt at the base there, and puff it out.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the ground with the leaf blower. I'm going to use his shirt like a sail. I am going to blow him back onto the roof, okay?
Oh, that's amazing.
Because he's 87. He's probably paper thin anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to blow him back onto the roof, because if I went to the roof with a ladder, could be irresponsible. I start yanking on him, I could dislocate a shoulder of his, okay?
Yeah.
He's frail. So I blow him back on the roof. Now, here's where my amateur first responder training kicks in.
Okay.
I got to be careful. I cannot go too much and blow him to Jesus. So I've got to just get him back to the roof and then cut it off. Wow. And that's how I would handle that situation.
Well done. And I hope if I ever find myself dangling off of a roof, that you'll be there to save me.
I would tell you to let go as well, Rock. I'd be like, Rock, let go. This thing doesn't work, huh?
And now for some good news.
Uplifting way of him. This here is the Wally Show with a little bit of good news. Giddy up. That's right. Little good news in the tank for today, because there's a lot of bad news, a lot of heavy news throughout the world, and so we try to find a little bit of the brighter side. Betty Rock, let's start with you. Good news, giddy up, go.
Well, usually we don't hear good things in Florida. The Florida man has made a reputation for himself, but in this case, that's different. A guy in Florida is in the news after filling his 5-acre property with Christmas decorations.
Nice.
Families can drive through for free and donate if they want. It's got a total of around 37,000 lights. Holy
I know
moly.
Christmas light people are very passionate. I have a friend of mine, Paul,
Yes,
is
and he's
very
passionate
about it. And I love that. I love when people have something they're passionate about. Like, I don't even care what it is. It can seem nerdy to the rest of us, but it's like you're living for something. Good for you.
He runs a nonprofit petting zoo, so that's where the donations will
Even
go.
better.
He says his mom would always go all out for Christmas, so it's like a tribute to her. Precious.
I love petting zoos. They're the best. As an adult, I still love petting zoos. Gavin, good news, giddy up, go.
There are twin brothers there on a mission to spread Christmas kindness. They have been traveling to care homes in New York, doing dozens of good deeds, including distributing presents and spreading cheer among all the elderly residents at this home. That's super
close
sweet.
to Betty Rock's
I
heart.
love the elderly.
Yeah,
They're
she does like
precious.
Meals on Wheels and stuff like that, and I love that. This is kind of cool. The Christmas tree returns to Bethlehem after years of conflict. For the first time since all the war disruptions, you could almost say millennia of conflict in that area, man. It's been crazy. But Bethlehem lit its Christmas tree again, symbolizing hope and resilience in this storied place of faith. And I think that's really, really cool. And that's your good news for today.
Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. And when we're playing Christmas music, these songs are all different lengths. It's crazy. There's like 1.5-minute songs and 7-minute songs. And so it's really hard to time out the hour for us. And so what's happened is we are going to be a song too long. And so we are going to have to make some difficult decisions. And when I say we, I mean you. This is where you come into play, because I don't want to chop any of these songs. I don't want to hurt any of these artists' feelings. We know them personally. And it's just easier if you do the dirty work, okay? So we have 2 songs to choose from. You have to tell us which one you want to chop, which one you want to keep, and why. So Gavin, looking ahead into our schedule here, what 2 songs are on the chopping block?
This is an interesting one. They're 2 Christian Christmas songs.
Makes it harder, and I love it.
Makes it harder. The first one of the GOATs. This is Chris Tomlin's version of Joy to the World.
This is a great version, and he totally Tomlinized it, where he adds the whole extra part to it, and it's a banger, man. That would be a hard one to chop for sure. What's the second song?
The second one, a little bit slower, but still another one of the anchors of our Christian music industry. This is Mercy Me's What Child Is This?
What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping?
All right, a great song in and of its own right. So now you have a very tough decision to make. This is kind of an apples to apples kind of thing. 2 different tempos, but it's still about the Savior of the world. So you're going to make this call right now. Which of these 2 songs do you want to keep and why? And which one are you like, okay, we're going to let that one go today, okay? The and why is the important part. We want to know what your connection is to the song and why you're choosing to keep it and not chop it today. So here we go, 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. If you could be so kind as to help us out with Musical Chopped here today, I would greatly appreciate it. Both of these songs are great in their own right. They're both about Jesus, so this is a tough call. Which one are you going to keep and why?
I'm going to keep Joy to the World because I love Chris Tomlin.
It's on our Christmas playlist at home, and we sing it at church.
Well, Sandy, thank you so much for helping us out today. It's Chris Tomlin surviving the chop, thanks to Sandy.
Merry Christmas.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
Recently, I went to the theater with some friends of mine, and it got me to thinking, I wonder what some of the biggest box office flops were of the year. So I looked at it, and I pulled 3 that I think all of us would remember and know the outcome of.
I've seen a lot of movies I'm not happy with lately. Like I've got that A-list, like AMC, so it doesn't sting as much when you go see a movie that wasn't good because you know, doesn't cost you a ton.
Right. So the first movie that didn't do too well in the box office was Pixar's Elio.
I never
remember
saw
this?
it. Never saw it.
So it was like about a little boy. He wears like a pasta strainer bowl thing on his head, and there's aliens and stuff. But it didn't go well. The co-director of the movie, it was based on a personal story that he experienced as a kid. So he used to be, his dad was in the Marines, and so he would have to move back and forth to different places, and he felt alone a lot. So that Elio movie was based off of being alone as a kid and trying to make friends. But anyways, the co-director, that guy, he left in the middle of the project, and so everyone had to pick up where he left off, and it's like, well, then it's lost all its magic. Yeah, it's lost all its purpose.
And honestly, Disney got lost in agenda for a long time, and they started putting in garbage in there.
Well, I'm glad you get to that, because our next one is the live-action remake of Disney's Snow White. So this one bombed in 2025, mainly just because before it was even released, there was so much controversy over not only the CGI of the elves, but then it got political as well, and so a lot of people just weren't happy before it even was released.
That one affected the stock a little.
And then finally, I don't know if y'all saw this one or not, but The Smashing Machine. This one was recent.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt starred in it.
That's 2 big stars.
Right. And I think he was hoping for an Oscar. It was about a mixed martial artist battling addiction. But the movie ends, I guess, in a depressing way. And so a lot of people don't tune into Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies to cry. They tune in to laugh.
But see, that's why he did it. Because he's going to do something so opposite of what they normally expect from him that he wants an Oscar.
Yeah, he wants to be taken seriously.
Yeah, like just do The Game Plan. That was such a great movie that he did. Or like the various different like action adventure ones. I like him.
He was in Jumanji, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think for him, it's like him wanting to break out and be a more serious actor, but also it's not like he's in need of money.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to, and he's able to go do this without hurting his career too much.
He wants credit. He wants cred in the industry for doing that. Yeah, exactly. That's what was that other wrestling movie?
With Zac Efron?
Yes.
The hand.
The claw.
The claw.
Or something where it's just
so depressing.
So depressing.
Like,
I want to go to the movies and feel good.
Yeah, those movies, when you walk out of them, you're just like, well, and it's really frustrating for me personally because I always hate like the Hollywood ending. But then when I don't get it, I'm like, I'm sad. This is horrible. I want the Hollywood ending back. All right, that's going to do it for your Rock Report. Thank you, Lady Rock. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. If Betty Rock had a business card, Audio Ninja would be on there because one of her jobs is to go through and cut up things from the show. And what she likes to do, it's kind of a hobby for her, is to go through and pull clips of audio, usually of me not at my best or taken out of context and sounding like a knucklehead.
Well, but they're coming out of the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is just take it and create this beautiful artwork that I like to call Here's How Betty Hears the Show.
It takes her about a year to get one of these.
No.
Maybe a week.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
a day.
Exactly.
All right, so here's how Betty hears the show. I always hate taking my car to the mechanic. I'm like, it goes like that. And he'll be like, okay, well, let's drive it. And then it doesn't make that noise. I never wanted to be the bull rider. I want to be the rodeo clown because there's something about that near touch, like when it comes at you and kind of sidestep it. If there was a rodeo clown school, I would do it. You have trained that chair to fit your hiney in such a way that when you sit in it and the mold doesn't match up,
your bottom knows.
Yeah, so if my chair is gone,
there will be a price to pay.
Exactly, because now you haven't just gotten into my world, you've gotten into my hiney, and it's going to be upset. Are these your choochies you ordered? And I'm like, yes, those are my choochies. I would have self-destructed years ago. Years ago. I can self-destruct with the best of them.
You know what your triggers are.
Hate that.
You can read your own mind, your own body, and you realize when you're on the edge of something. So you just need to have some self-care.
Thank you. I hate all those words.
But
yeah. I hear it now. Like when I hear it in out of context, I get where people might go, that guy's unhinged.
So if you're ever wondering, Betty Rock, you don't really have it all that bad. Imagine that was just 1 minute. Imagine 8 hours of it a day, 5 days a week.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I fancy myself as taller than I am. It's kind of like when you see a Chihuahua taking on a big dog. The Chihuahua has no concept of their lack of stature. They're just, you know, and so that can be me sometimes. And that's why we've developed this game called Smaller or Taller. Betty Rock finds famous people, and you have to tell us if they are smaller or taller than me. So to give you an idea, I'm 5'6.5".
5'6". Barely.
I'm 5'6.5".
5'6". And then I have found some people that have starred in well-known Christmas movies. These characters. I like this. And I've gotten to see how tall they are. Yeah. And so we just need someone to say whether or not this person that I will be putting up is either smaller or taller than you.
Okay.
At your meager 5'6".
All right. Well, I hope Peter Dinklage made this list from Elf, because that would be pretty amazing for me. All right. If you don't know who that is, if you look it up, you'll be like, okay, that was funny. All right, so 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. If you want to play a little smaller or taller for a present right now, you can do that. 855-33-WAY-FM. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. Nikki, welcome to Smaller or Taller. I'm curious, Nikki, how tall are you?
I am 4'11".
4'11", so I would be taller than you if you were the person that Betty Rock put up, because I am 5'6" and 1/2 inches tall. So we're playing Smaller or Taller, and all you have to do is tell me if the person that Betty Rock is going to give you is taller or smaller than myself at 5'6" and 1/2. So here we go. Rock, what do you say?
Let's start with Bing Crosby. He played Bob Wallace in White Christmas. Now, Nikki, do you think Bing Crosby is smaller or taller than Wally?
Taller.
I would agree with her. He seems lanky to me. I know Jimmy Stewart's a lot taller than me.
Right.
And he seems like he's shorter than Jimmy Stewart, but taller than Wally.
Okay. Well, Nikki, Bing Crosby is an inch taller than Wally. 5'7". Well done.
Nicely done. Okay, you got that one right.
All right, let's go with National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Oh, point of order, 1/2 inch taller because I'm 5'6" and 1/2. You keep taking the half away from me.
It's not. No.
Okay.
It's not. Okay. National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, Russell Griswold. This one was played by actor Johnny Galecki.
Oh, the kid. No,
yes.
So not Chevy Chase.
No, he's the son.
Yeah, so Chevy Chase is obviously taller than me.
Yeah, but we're
Are
talking...
we going with him as a kid?
No, we're talking about now, full grown. Is Johnny Galecki smaller or taller than Wally?
I think as a kid he might have been taller than me. What do you think?
I would say smaller.
Smaller. A lot of actors are small. You look at Sly Stallone, he's tiny. Tom Cruise, tiny. So you're going to go with smaller.
Taller than you.
No, they are not. All right, Rock.
All right, Johnny Galecki is 1 inch shorter than Wally at 5'5". So he's my height. Okay, let's do this last one. In The Christmas Story, Ralphie Parker, played by Peter Billingsley. Do you think Peter Billingsley is smaller or taller than Wally?
Ooh.
Remember, he's the little kid. You'll shoot your eye out.
He was little as Ralphie,
Yep.
but then he became an adult. So what do you think?
I'd say taller.
Taller. I stood next to him because we brought him in for a Christmas party we did at a mainstream station, and we interacted with him all night. I barely remember it, and so I'm like, was he taller than me? He did not seem to be like he towered over me. I want to say he was my size or maybe even a smidge smaller. So what is it?
Peter Billingsley is 5 feet.
Yeah.
10 inches.
No, he's not. He carries himself way smaller.
4 inches taller than
He
you,
did not seem
Wally.
that tall. Or
Towering
that night
over
I
you.
just felt really big. I don't know.
Towering over you.
Well, Nikki, you got 3 out of 3 right. That's a clean sweep for you, girl. So congratulations. You win, and thank you for playing Smaller or Taller here on The Wally Show.
Thank you. Awesome.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.